corn, and this is cooked in bacon fat. I'm using the sausage fat and all the yummy sausages that we've been cooking. And the first thing that goes in is we're going to brown the garlic. And the onions. Sausage and bacon fat has such a yummy fragrance to it, aroma. Just makes you hungry. No, Mera?
Yes. I'm always hungry.
Mera gets very serious when he's shooting.
So what are we making today?
We are making chili con carne, my most favorite food. Reminds me of all those cowboys riding around in the West, Tex Mex, eating beans out of their tin cans.
So does this originate from Mexico or Texas or?
I have no idea. Seriously, I need to Google it.
I think it's Mexican.
Viewers, if you have an idea, please message below.
But it's part of the Tex Mex Cuisine.
Yeah, Chilli. I think Mexico. Chilli is Mexico. We are using rajma, the Jammu wale rajma
Okay.
for this. You can use regular rajma as well.
Okay. And what are the other kind of beans that people can use for this in India?
Rajma is the best bean to use. I mean, there are a lot of people who use the canned baked beans, but that just makes it so sweet, it's horrible.
What exactly is chili con carne?
Chili con carne, chili con is with, carne is meat. So it's basically with keema. You can use mutton
With
keema.
mince. You mean mince?
Mince. You can use mutton mince, you can use beef mince, and I think you can also use pork mince. Pork mince should be good for this. And chicken mince, I've tried it once, comes out very bland. So I'm going to push this to a side. And I'm going to add a little more of this yummy stuff. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add bay leaf. And we're going to add the red chili. What I've done is I've mixed a little maida in the red chili, so that
All-purpose flour.
All-purpose flour, so that it doesn't burn. But at the same time, it has the redness and the flavor. Look at that color. Oh, look at that lovely color. So now this meat needs to get coated with this red chili and brown. Please note the onions are on the side. So now that the meat is brown, I'm going to draw in the onion garlic. Now put these aside. And add the tomato. I actually need a lot more tomato, so I'm using puree. because I've been too lazy to go down. Now we'll wait for the tomato to go mushy. This actually needs to cook for around 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to mix the meat in and then leave it to simmer for around another 10-15 minutes. So the tomatoes are melting, but it needs to cook a lot more. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes and then move on to the next step. So tomatoes are done. I'm now going to add all the masalas, which is jeera, cumin, oregano, and take some brown sugar. I'm going to add a little right now. Don't want it too sweet. I'll check later if I need more. And I'm going to add a tot of rum. This is also when you add the salt. Again, salt we will adjust later after we've added the beans, the rajma. We shall let all these flavors assimilate and then add the beans. Now I'm going to add the beans.
So these beans are already boiled?
Yeah. Whenever I cook rajma, I always boil extra beans so that one can either, make it into chili or add it to some minestrone. It's good to have boiled rajma in the freezer. Taste it for some salt. Yummy.
So what's the ratio of mince to beans?
It totally depends upon you. Like, I would ideally prefer more beans and less mince, but you like more mince and less beans, so that's what we're doing today. But I guess start off with a 50-50 ratio and then figure out what suits you best.
And what is this best served with?
Traditionally, I think they eat it with cornbread, which is again very simple to do. But you can eat it with rice, you can eat it with regular bread, have it with garlic toast. I love eating it by itself. I mean, I can just eat bowls and bowls of chili by itself and some nice green lettuce on the side. So now this is supposed to actually simmer for 2 hours, but I think if we do that, Amit will leave me and go find a better home which serves food on time. So we'll let it simmer for 5 minutes. Like I said, we're doing this with rice today, so in that ring of rice, olive to garnish it.